Hey guys, Mike B. Rowland here. Had a comment about how do you find a reputable company to lease your truck on with, and that's a good question. That's the right question. uh, the way I would go about doing that is put a notepad in your car and a pen, carry it with you everywhere you go. What companies do you see predominantly running? Up and down your highways, the nearest interstate. Uh, and just start taking notes how different companies that you're seeing frequently, how many times, little hash marks, how many times you're seeing them. Local areas, like if you want to haul flatbed and there's a steel mill in your area, just go out there and uh, park on the side of the road, whatever. Just sit there and watch them for a little bit. Start writing down names of companies coming in and out of there, and that gives you, before you know it, you have a really nice list of companies to go look at. And then you go online and pull up their website, and almost every company out there has a pretty good quality website that they'll give you out pretty much all the information you need. They'll have a map of their running area, the East Coast and Midwest, whatever. They'll give you their list of minimum qualifications, the experience, no more tickets than this, no more wrecks, no preventable accidents, all that stuff. And they'll break down their pay package, how they pay owner operators, percentage, and this and that and the other. Equipment needed, they list all that stuff on there. And they also put on there your expected home time. And if you see those companies that say, frequent home time, yeah, I don't want to hear frequent. I want to hear home weekends, or home most weekends, at least at a bare minimum, because that's just me. I don't like living in my truck. But get you a list of companies that way is a really good way to do it. And then go on truckersreport.com. Excellent source of information. Just go on there, type in the search bar the name of the company that you want to start doing research on, and it'll kick out questions from all these people, and just, hundreds and hundreds of responses. The conversations might last years, but just right there, almost any question you can think to ask, somebody's already asked it, and it's got 20 different replies. So you got a whole many points of view. But that's an excellent way to do a company. That's how, when I switched over to pulling a flatbed about 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years ago now, that's how I did it. I knew in my local area there's a steel mill down the road, and I wanted to see what all companies I saw on the highway out here by my house. That I saw which companies just burning the roads up, man. I see this company all the time. I see that company all the time. And I just started taking notes. And before you knew it, I had a list of 10 different companies to look at. And I whittled them down to 3 companies that I was interested in. And I actually took it upon myself to drive up to northern Indiana, where those companies are domiciled. And I cold called. Did not know I was coming. I walked in their front door, asked to speak with someone, had a list of questions I wanted to ask. Of course, I knew, being in the business as long as I have, I knew the questions to ask. And I interviewed them, cold called. Just like that, 2 of them were off the list. And I thought, you know what, there's one more on here. Before I waste this trip driving all the way up here, let me just go talk to this one. And I drove over there and walked in the front door, sat down with the CEO of the company, talked to that man for over an hour. Cold call, walking in cold. Talked to him for over an hour. When I walked out of that office, I knew, yep, that's the company for me right there. And I leased on with him. It's the best way to do it. I go interview them. I don't listen to their recruiters. Their recruiters are going to promise you whatever you need to hear for you to say yes, because that's their job, is to get more bodies and more seats. When you go in there and you ask questions, and don't ask silly questions about how much do you pay, how much can I expect it. When you ask a question, how much does your top 10% drivers earn in a year, company drivers? That's the number one thing you need to know right there. How much home time do your company? I live in this town. How much home time could I expect? Do you have a lot of freight in that area? Do you have a lot of freight that goes through that area? Things like that. That's my main thing, because I know when I go to a company, I'm always going to be in the top 10%, top 5%, because I'm a go-getter. I get it done. I'm not going to be outworked. I won't let anybody outwork me. But yeah, just, that's, to me, that's number one most important thing, is what your top 10% of company drivers, how much do they earn a year? How long have they been here? How long did it take them to get to that? Did they get that on their first year, second year? You don't want to take 10 years to make top pay. You want to be in a trucking business. You should be top pay in your first 2 or 3 years and just stay there throughout your career. Because your only limit on pay in trucking is how hard you're willing to work. So don't let them outwork you. All right, guys, that's a quick answer to that question. As always, like and subscribe, thumbs up, throw a comment in the section if you would, share the video. Appreciate it, guys. Catch y'all later.